Welcome to Peoria Connections. Today, David Irwin from Irwin Electronics is joining me. David, thanks for joining the show.
Thank you, Scott.
So we're going to talk a little bit about PCs and antivirus software. Tell us a little bit about antivirus software and how you help customers.
Well, antivirus is probably the most prevalent problem. It will affect everyone at some point, even if you have antivirus software. It's very easy. You may even click an incorrect link on a website and it launches a file. And a lot of times just launching that file, it installs. And the antivirus is going to say, well, maybe this is something that you want. It's going to allow it. Now you're infected. So it's very easy, very prevalent. Kaspersky Labs recently reported that they successfully process 125,000 samples of new malware every day.
Wow.
So if your antivirus is out of date, if you don't have antivirus, then you've got a real problem. It needs to be updated regularly.
Now, most people think that they can automatically tell when they're infected, but even if their computer is acting normally, sometimes they still could be, correct?
Yes, especially if what they're after is your bank account information. And that's how they're making their money. So one of the things that it'll do is install a keylogger. And it's going to log your IDs, your passwords. It's going to transmit that to a server where the owner of, or the programmer of that virus can access that information, and then they can go out to your bank and steal your identity.
So even if you're on a secure site and they have all those little logos on there and things like that, that really doesn't mean anything if a virus is on your computer.
Right. If the virus is on your computer, it's going to be tracking that and transmitting that information. Now, the most common problems are, slowing the computer down, pop-ups, and advertising is a big thing too. That's one of the ways they make their money. So you start seeing pop-up ads all over the place. That's a good indication that you've got a virus. But sometimes, you may not notice anything at all. It can be operating silently in the background.
There's tons of antivirus software programs. I mean, we see them, they come in the mail, you get them through your email. How do you know which one to choose? Well,
and that's a good question. There are a lot of them. Really, there's only a handful that are actually any good. At Irwin Electronics, that's one of the things that's the main part of our business. So we're constantly reading the reviews, testing the software, and kind of losing my
making sure that it really
that it does work. It does what it's supposed to do. Yeah, we that's just one of the things that we really pride ourselves on is keeping abreast of what's current and what's good and what works.
And you actually go out to customers, businesses, and diagnose issues and do all that work on site if needed? If needed,
yeah. I do have it set up on my website where I can remote control. And one thing I should mention about that is the way my remote control is set up, you actually connect to me. You go to my site, you get the program, you connect to me, I have no connection to you. Because a lot of people are worried about that remote control thing. Sure. As soon as either one of us disconnects, it's done. And there's nothing installed on your computer for it. It's just a little executable.
Oh, that's great.
But I can do all of that remotely. A lot of times though with a virus problem, that's going to take some time to scan. I can do some quick things remotely, but usually what I'll do then is grab it and bring it back to the shop, and then I can run the software on it, let it do its thing, and make sure that everything is good.
So last question, do you have any specials going on right now?
Oh yeah, we always have specials going on. Right now we are running a special on antivirus for viewers of this program. If you don't have antivirus, or if your antivirus is out of date, expired, anything like that, we will install a antivirus for free. If you have something on there that's not a good one, maybe you've got a free one or something that's not, it's a fake antivirus is a real common thing. We'll go ahead and uninstall that, get everything cleaned up, and install a real antivirus, install a good one for you. That is only for residential customers, unfortunately, because it's not licensed for commercial use. So, we do have some specials on that as well, but you would have to pay a little bit for the commercial software.
Great. David, is there anything else that you do?
Oh, of course. I mean, we support everything within the computer, upgrades, hardware, memory, repair or replace hard drives, anything like that. We also support all the peripherals. Actually, I've got an interesting story about that. One of my previous customers was having a problem with his internet connection. They determined that it was his router. So he went to a local store, bought a new router for nearly $200, called me and said, "Can you come help me hook this up?" I told him take it back. I said, one, I can get you a router that does the same thing for about $50. And then number two, let's try a couple of things here. And I walked him through some tests and was able to determine it's not your router at all. I was able to get him connected directly to the modem. The router is out of the line, and he was still having the problem. I said, okay, now go back to your internet provider, tell them what you did, and they determined, you're right, the problem's on our end. They were able to get it resolved, and he didn't have to spend any money. That didn't cost a thing for him. That's part of the free diagnostics that I offer.
Excellent. David, thanks for joining me on the show.
Thank you, Scott.
Don't forget to attend the annual State of the City address by Mayor Bob Barrett on Wednesday, January 9th at Arizona Broadway Theater. You can register on the Peoria Chamber website, www.peoriachamber.com. Thanks for joining us on Peoria Connections today.